Okay, so welcome back to another video. So we've got a VW Tiguan all space today that we're doing a lower control arm on, mainly because I think we've diagnosed it as the control arm bush is squeaking and making a lot of noise when pulling off with the car, and in general we just think that's what it is. We've already done the top mount on it, that's what we thought it was before. So in this video we're going to show you how to change the whole control arm. Okay, so step one is obviously to jack up the car. Use one of these blocks. If you've got a newer one that's better, use the jack in point. Get all of these covers off, 17mm I think for all of the wheel bolts. Whiz them off, get the tire off, put the car in the air, put a jack stand underneath if you want, and yeah, let's get started. Okay, so we got the tire off. Now if you look underneath, you can see that there's 3 bolts here connected to the ball joint, and then got 1 bolt there and 1 bolt here. So to get to that one, we're gonna have to remove the under tray, which is just a load of Torx bits all around the edge. I think it's like T27s the whole way around. So like there's 1 on that side, there's 1 in the middle there. It's like 1, 2, 3 on the side, this side, and then there's 3 big ones in the middle. So the side ones are all T27s I think, and then these ones will all be slightly bigger, maybe T30s. And then yeah, we'll basically start by just removing these bolts on all 3 of these, and then hopefully this should be quite an easy and simple replacement. And we should be able to pull it straight out, so this won't come straight down, because obviously there's metal there, so we'll have to remove this first and then pull it this way. But yeah, basically the bush that I think is worn is this back one there, but I'm not too sure certain on it, so I thought let's just replace the control arm anyway and see if that fixes it. And I mean, it's, you know, I've taken it to mechanics and asked them what they think, and it's all basically just a guessing game. So I'll start with that, and then hopefully that is what my issue is and it's not anything else. I can't see it being anything else, but yeah, let's see. So yeah, let me drop the under tray down, and then we'll go from there. Okay guys, so once we've removed the under tray like that, you can see everything's visible now. So we've got an 18mm and a 16mm. So 16mm is going to be used for the ball joint ones that are just there, and then 18mm is going to be for that one up there and the one at the back. Yeah, let me start removing it, see how easily they come off, and then I'll update you guys. Okay, so there's the old one, there's the new one. Now, I don't know if I've made a mistake, because obviously this is my first time doing this. So the drive shaft, like, it's looking like this right now, so it's looking a bit crooked, but I'm hoping that that will just go back into place when I think that's purely because the steering is moved. Maybe not, that tire's set straight. Steering on the side is a little crooked, but let's see anyway. Let me get the new one on. But basically what it was is that you got to get one of these bendy ones and put it on the top of that on that bolt there. So when you undo the 18mm bolt, there's a nut that sits on top of it, and you've got to get to that with that to get it fully out. So that's for that. And then for this one, it's quite simple, 18mm bolt, you can whiz it off. And these were just 16mm on the ball joint, which you can see there. I was experimenting a little bit just to see if I could raise the axle up to get it a little bit easier to remove the control arm, but it ended up just being a case of pulling and tugging, and then ended up coming out. But I'm not sure if I messed anything up there, so let me see if maybe the drive shaft's popped out of its little socket or whatever. Hopefully not, because that would be a little bit more long than anticipated, but it's all good. We can fix that if it comes to it. So yeah, let me keep going, put the new control arm in, slot it in, hopefully bolt it back up with ease, and then see what happens next. Okay, so finally, okay, I say finally, but to be fair, that wasn't too bad. I'll show you guys what I mean, because yeah, the drive shaft did pop out, like I said, but it was quite simple to put it back in. It was literally just, well, I'll show you. Let me spin the camera around. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so basically, you just grab the whole axle or the whole hub, whatever you want to call it, and try and lift it up and just push it back forward, and it will just slot back in. Not particularly stressful or hard at all. You just gotta make sure it just pops back in. But as you can see now, it's like fully seated in there, but before you could tell it was popped out. But overall, pretty decent job. Pretty, you know, like in terms of difficulty level, I'd rate it like a 6 out of 10. You could do this at home easily, as I've shown you guys. But that bolt, basically, you really do want to get that angled, the angled spanner to put on the top, and then 18mm on the bottom with that off. That one is just a straight 18mm, just slides straight out and straight back in. Then obviously the one for the ball joint at the bottom is just straight 16mm bolts. They come off nice and easy. I had to take the under tray off on this car. You might not have to on yours, just depends on where that bolt is there. But yeah, to be honest, pretty, you know, not bad of a job. And all that I've got left to do is put the under tray back on, take it for a test drive. And well, I mean, oh, I did forget to show you guys that this will definitely fix my problem, because if I show you what the old pot looks like, it's crazy. So look at that. Like, you see all of that gap in there? That should be filled by this. So that should not be pushed out that much at all. And it shouldn't be this weak anyway to be able to be pushed out that easily. But yeah, you can see it's quite worn out, so that's definitely solved my issue. I will confirm with you guys with a test drive in a minute though. But yeah, if you've got any like squeaking, creaking noises, you know, the way I did actually diagnose that it was probably this bush was actually with WD-40. So any bushes, usually they start squeaking or like creaking, or like you can hear noises from them a lot when they get dried up, or obviously in this case when they've completely failed. So all you got to do is actually spray WD-40 in one of them and then drive the car. If you still hear it, that's not your bush. Then you move on to the next one. If it stops making the noise after the WD-40, that's the bush to replace. Or in this case, it's easier to just replace the whole arm. It was, I think, 40 quid from online auto doc, whatever. I mean, if you want the part number as well, I can give that to you guys. 1 second. There's a part number on this car if you needed it, if you've got a similar spec. But yeah, any aftermarket will be fine. Ideally, if you really want, you can sometimes find like printed logos on here. Sometimes the part is actually already aftermarket, but obviously VW just upped the prices, so you might even be able to, like, it might even be written here like a brand name. You just search for that same brand and replace it with that. Might be, you know, 30-40 quid cheaper. But yeah, anyway, that is basically the end of this. Let me button it all up, and then I'll take it for a test drive and then update you guys, and then hopefully that'll be the end of it. Okay, so as a conclusion, yeah, that fixed the noise, so there's no more squeaking noises that I was talking about. It's all good. And yeah, to be honest, it wasn't too bad of a job. So I would recommend, if you can do it at home, do it at home. You'll save a little bit of money on labor and just try and get the parts online. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.